Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Did you miss today, Friday, June 6th episode of General Hospital? It was a drama-filled GH episode, and if you didn't see it, we have a recap below. Today's episode starts with Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, who has filled Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, in on her suspicions about Professor Dalton, Daniel Goddard, and he agrees to get all the information that he can on him. As the conversation is wrapping up, Ada Turner, Nazneen contractor, comes out from the shadows and accuses them of something sinister. Jason leaves, and she continues to scold Anna for setting a bad example. Turner makes it very clear that she is going to run for district attorney, and she has every intention of running Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, out of town. After Anna leaves, Turner gets a call about Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue being in custody. Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda, and Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, are talking business and about how Jens is funding Professor Dalton's important research, when his son, Marco Rios, Adrian Archando, arrives. Jordan leaves, and Marco suggests that he have a plan B for Measure C. Marco points out that if Sonny is willing to make a deal with him and sell him the peers, he still has a problem. If Measure C passes, then they will still confiscate them from him. Whoever owns them would then lose them. Sidwell feels confident that Measure C won't pass if Sonny willingly gives up the peers and continues to hold his ground. While they talk, Natalia calls Marco, and he lets it go to voicemail. She leaves, a message telling him that she's at PCPD and needs his help. Sidwell reminds Marco that if he ever wants to get into the family business, he can be his right-hand man. Natalia is in an interrogation room at the PCPD, making demands despite blowing a 12 on the breathalyzer, when Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, comes in and sits down. Molly has been handed her DUI case, but once she realizes that she has a personal conflict with Natalia, she leaves. Natalia finally gets her phone call and leaves a message for her son, Marco. While waiting, ADA Turner comes in and wants to ask her some questions about Sonny. After leaving Sidwell, Jordan heads over to Curtis Ashford's, Donald Turner, in the hopes of seeing Marshall Ashford, Robert Gossett, since he is in town. Curtis has just finished filling in Marshall on some of the problems in his marriage to Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, and now he brings Jordan up to speed. She listens and tells Curtis that she doesn't believe that Portia intended to lie to him. She suggests that for once, he not rush to judgment, and instead look for ways to repair it. Curtis says that he knows he can't make any decisions until he is sure that Portis is safe from Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, is relieved to find out that Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, hasn't returned to the home that she shares with Drew yet. He tells her that the minute she gets home, she will find out that it was her mother who drugged him, and their relationship will be over. Nina tells Drew that if he tells Willow that, then she will tell Willow that they were sleeping together for a year, and then Willow will have nothing to do with either of them. Drew tells Nina that nothing is going to make him lose Willow, and once she has custody of the kids, they will be moving to DC to start a whole new life. Nina realizes that no matter what she does, she can't save Willow. Sasha Corbin, Sophia Matson, and Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson daughter, was born early, but she is healthy. They introduce Daisy to Sonny before anyone else. Michael then talks privately with Sonny about the firebombing and the high price that he has paid to be his son. He says that he has no regrets and loves his father. As they talk, Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, stops by and is thrilled to see Sasha so happy. He also jokes about needing to apologize to Jason. After Cody leaves, he takes a seat at the Metro Court pool after hours and is joined by Molly. They share a fun conversation, and he tells her that seeing Sasha earlier made him realize that sometimes unexpected things happen that turn out to be great. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, is also thrilled to visit Sasha and baby Daisy. Sasha starts to explain, keeping the paternity from her, but Carly stops her and tells her that she understands. She knows that everything that she did was to protect Michael. Jason is also introduced to the baby and agrees to be Daisy's godfather. Nina decides to be honest with Sasha while visiting, and she tells her that she is the one who tipped Rick's Lansing, Rick Hurst, off to Michael being the father. She explains that she had to protect Willow, but feels so bad about the effect that it had on Sasha, who tells her that she is too tired to be angry or hold a grudge. Michael and Willow ran into each other at an elevator in General Hospital, and he told her that he was going home to get their kids so that they could meet their new sister. A little while later, both Willow and Michael are holding the kids up to the window outside of Sasha's room so that they can wave to her and Daisy. Check back here for more General Hospital recaps and spoilers. Port Charles was anything but quiet on the June 6th episode of General Hospital, where tensions flared, secrets simmered, and one new arrival turned more than a few heads. While the Quartermain family tried to keep things picture-perfect, Drew's anger threatened to shatter every frame. Meanwhile, Sasha and Michael dropped a bombshell and a baby, right in the middle of the drama. Let's dig into the chaos of Thursday's unforgettable episode. The calm, before the quake at the Quartermain Mansion. The day began in the Quartermain Mansion's conservatory, with Ned plucking absent-mindedly at a grand piano while Brooke Lynn sipped tea, watching her father and quietly plotting how to keep peace between her complicated family members. Olivia entered with her usual brand of over-caffeinated energy, noting how peaceful everything seemed. That should have been the first red flag. Peace doesn't last long in Port Charles, especially when Michael Corinthos is involved. Michael and Sasha's big entrance. With a baby, Michael and Sasha arrived fashionably late to the brunch that Willow had tried so hard to make perfect. Willow, who had just returned from a therapy session with Dr. Montague, more on that questionable man later, greeted them with a hug, and immediately froze when her eyes landed on the tiny bundle nestled in Sasha's arms. "Everyone, we'd like you to meet Daisy," Michael said, his voice steady but emotional. "Yes, you read that right. Daisy. A baby girl. Their baby girl." The room went silent, mouths hanging open in a mix of confusion and surprise. Olivia blinked. "I didn't even know you two were expecting again," Brooke Lynn whispered under her breath. They weren't. Willow, still stunned, tried to hold it together, giving Sasha a tight-lipped smile. "She's beautiful, but I don't understand. Whose baby is this?" Michael explained quickly, but not before Monica walked in, took one look at the child, and dropped her clipboard. Daisy's origins, the plot. Thickens, it turns out Daisy is not Michael and Sasha's biological child. Rather, they've stepped in as emergency guardians after Daisy's birth mother, one of Sasha's fellow patients from her time at Ferncliff, succumbed to postpartum complications. According to Michael, they'd been working quietly with Diane to make the guardianship legal, but they hadn't said anything because of Sasha's emotional recovery and the fragile nature of the situation. But not everyone was buying it. Willow's eyes flashed with something close to betrayal, her voice tight. "You didn't think I deserved to know? After everything we've been through?" Michael looked genuinely regretful. "It wasn't about trust, Willow. It was about timing. And safety. Daisy's life. It's complicated." Even as the room digested the news, Sasha seemed serene. Motherhood looked unexpectedly good on her, stronger, calmer, and for once, centered. Daisy fussed gently in her arms, unaware of the storm her existence was already brewing. Drew Kane, pressure cooker mode. While the Quartermains adjusted to the surprise addition to the family, Drew Kane was in full-on rage mode. He was spotted, earlier that morning at Aurora, pacing the boardroom like a caged lion after learning the SEC investigation had been quietly reopened thanks to an anonymous tip. We soon learn that Drew suspects Nina is behind it. Again. Typical Nina, he muttered to Alexis, who tried to offer a neutral response. Sabotaging the family from the shadows while pretending she's the victim. Alexis raised an eyebrow. You don't know she did it. I know her type, Drew snapped, slamming a file closed. She always wants to be the center of attention, and when she's not, she breaks things. People. Families. Later, he confronted Carly at Kelly's. Carly, who was trying to enjoy a rare quiet moment with Donna, found herself on the receiving end of Drew's frustration. You're still protecting her, he hissed, keeping his voice low enough not to draw attention from customers. You've let her get in your head again. Carly narrowed her eyes. If you're here to yell at me, Drew, get in line, because you're not the only one dealing with fallout. Their conversation ended in icy silence, Drew storming out while Carly stared into her coffee, worried and more alone than she wanted to admit. Willow's cracks begin to show back at the mansion. Willow was trying to be gracious about Daisy, but it was clear that her emotions were spiraling. Nina's betrayal, Michael's lies by omission, the trauma of her own health battles, and now Sasha stepping into a maternal role so easily. It was too much, too fast. She excused herself and found Brooke Lynn in the foyer. Do you think I'm being selfish? Brooke Lynn, ever the truth-teller, gave her a measured look. No, I think you're being human. But if Daisy is part of Michael's life now, she's part of your life too. You gotta figure out what that means. Willow nodded, tears welling in her eyes. I don't know where I fit anymore. Brooke Lynn hugged her, and in a rare show of vulnerability said quietly, Join the club. Sasha's resolve, and a shadow from the past. Meanwhile, Sasha stepped out into the Quartermain garden to rock Daisy to sleep. She spoke gently to the infant, her voice laced with the wisdom of someone who's been to the edge and back. I don't know what the future looks like, she whispered, but you saved me. I thought I'd lost everything. And then there you were. Unbeknownst to Sasha, someone was watching. From behind a hedge, a man in a dark coat peered through the leaves. His face was hidden, but his presence was unmistakable. Cyrus Renaud. Recently released, or so the rumor goes, and far too interested in Sasha's new life. Curtis and Trina's truth bomb at the Savoy. Curtis and Trina met for dinner, a long overdue father-daughter catch-up. Trina, fresh from a whirlwind art show, had something big to confess. I'm thinking of leaving Port Charles, she said, dropping the bombshell. Curtis nearly choked on his wine. What? Why? Where would you even go? Paris. There's an artist's residency and they want me. It's a huge opportunity. Curtis was torn, pride for his daughter's ambition and sadness at the thought of her leaving. Have you told Spencer? He asked gently. Trina hesitated. No, because I don't know what I want him to say. Closing moments, rage, realizations, and reshuffling as the episode drew to a close, everyone was reassessing their place in this tangled web of love, lies, and legacy. Drew, back at Aurora, stared out the window and clenched his fists as Nina's face appeared on a news broadcast. His anger hadn't cooled, it had calcified. Sasha tucked Daisy in for a nap in the nursery Monica had hastily arranged. She stood at the doorway for a long time, perhaps wondering whether the peace would last. Willow, alone in the Quartermain. Kitchen looked at a photo of her and Michael and whispered, Who are we now? And out in the shadows, Cyrus Renaud made a phone call. She's got the kid. Move forward, but quietly. Final thoughts. The June 6th episode of General Hospital was a turning point, a collision of past traumas and present surprises. Michael and Sasha's guardianship of baby Daisy was the emotional heart of the hour, but Drew's fury and Willow's unraveling added layers of drama that promise ripple effects for weeks to come. With new secrets surfacing and old enemies watching, Port Charles is on the brink of another transformation, because here, even the sweetest baby comes with a storm. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.